Hello, Minecraft Infitech fans. Just got some interesting things here for you. I have a harvester, and I have a planter. Let's watch them in action here. We just had some carrots growing up here. We just got done raining, and it's going to start popping them. Just watch. Watch and watch. 5. Oh, away it goes. Poof. Bam. Boom. Yeah, it seems to slowly scan its way through the field. And as you can see, it ripped down, got me another 45, so another 8 carrots out of those 3. And oh look, there's no holes there anymore. That's because this guy's doing his action. Alright, so you're probably wondering what's the skinny on these guys, and how do they work? Well, you can power them with just 32 EU over T. I actually have a generator here and a generator here. It turns out that's kind of overkill, and I'm going to probably actually drop it down to just this generator here, and I'm going to run a wire out to here. Who cares about the losses? These things don't take that much power. They really don't. They don't. When they're sitting idle, they aren't using any power. They only use power when they actually do work. So, no problem. There's upgrades for these things. All that does is increase the radius. This is a 3x3, just this little area around here by default. And by slapping in this radius upgrade, it went all the way out. It went, 1, 2, 3 to here. Now this one's a little less obvious. This one here goes 1, 2, 3 out to here, 3x3. But when I put the radius upgrades in, it greatly expanded all the way out to here. It'll grab stuff all the way out here, even though it's sitting all the way over here. It's kind of weird how that works. It's almost like it's being centered here versus, I don't know. It puts somehow that puts the 1, 2, the radius 1. Ah, I know how this works now. Okay, the radius starts here. Upgrade level 1, level 2, level 3. Now the radius starts here and it goes all the way out. With 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, it goes all the way out. See, there's your 1, 2, 3 upgrade. Think of it that way. Think of it as this thing here is now centering its harvesting power here and extending it out, not only the default, but 3 more plus there. So you do have to sit this on the edge of the field. If I expanded this field by putting another upgrade in here, I'd probably have to add some more water on the centers. I'll get to that in a moment. But then this guy here would have to be moved back 1 and then upgraded so that its center of grabbing power would be right here. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, now this guy here. Now, water's not going to hurt them. Rain's not going to hurt them because they're mine factory reloaded. They're not GregTech. Now, you do need to protect any GregTech machinery that's supplying power. If you have any other GregTech machinery nearby to do any processing, you do need to shield that from rain. So, rain can't even be touching a side or you're going to blow up. So, that's the skinning on that. This thing here, it was actually simpler for me to dig down 2, put the machine down, put some water on top of it, which won't hurt anything, and then that acts as a center of water for this. And if I need to expand the field further, I can put a little more water in. Pretty neat, though. You can see it collecting carrots. It's going to collect them slowly over time. Before I had fields that were basically this size here. I had 4 carrot fields. I've replaced it with just this little area here, but I think it's because I'm not having to sit here and mine the store constantly, and they get grabbed as soon as they pop up. I think it'll be similar. I'll get a similar benefit out of it. All right, now as to how this thing here works. You'll see the filter here. You put the upgrade there for the increase. Now this is just kind of a pointless little thing here. You can dump your carrots in here. If you could, for example, the top of the field here. This probably acts as the center of the field. This is probably north, south, east, and west. But I could fill this up and say carrots in these 3 sections, and it would put them up in here. More than likely. Or wherever the hell north is. Which is probably this way. So that's what would happen there. Pretty simple stuff. So I could put carrots up here and then peanuts on the other side and then maybe melons in the middle. Or whatever you want. Now there's some things it can't plant. I've seen that it does fine with straight up Minecraft plants. And it seems to work fine with the Pam's Harvest Craft as well. I've tried it with peanuts and it seemed to work just perfectly well with that. But unfortunately, agricraft seeds, it will not work with at all. It does not like them, it does not know what they do with them, and it will not plant them. So agricraft, you're kind of out of luck, unfortunately. This guy here, this thing's pretty simple. It does build up some sludge. I didn't really see any real use for this stuff. I don't know what happens when this gets full. I guess I'll find out. Hopefully the machine doesn't stop working. If it does, I'll have to pump it into something and then occasionally plunge it out. I'm going to set a freaking barrel next to it. It doesn't produce a whole lot. It'll take... I'll probably be done with the game before it ever fills that barrel up. But anyway... these can also take down trees and plant. This thing can plant trees. This thing can take down trees. It doesn't take down trees all the way to the top, so it's kind of crappy that way. Maybe with the upgrade, it goes higher into the air as well. But it just seems kind of it doesn't seem to work all that well on trees, in my opinion. You're probably better off to just have it pull carrots. You cannot output into brass pipes. I've got brass pipes. I tried putting them behind there. It blocks the thing up, and then it won't do anything until it can spit out the item that's holding. And so you can put a chest in there, and it'll input to the chest, and then you can use a conveyor belt to pull them out the bottom, and then probably route the thing underground, and then just pop the pipe up wherever you want it to go. So pretty simple, not too terrible. Yeah, that's that. I'd probably have to build a separate one to run the peanut farm if I wanted to do it that way. I might just continue manually getting peanuts for now. They're not as... I do know that this thing has some limitations. It is very expensive to upgrade. Let me show you the upgrades. Yeah, to build the upgrades, you can't go straight to one. You have to start with the bottom. So this is the first one, lapis. Yeah, you're going to use a lot of plastic. Here's tin, which needs the lapis one to go, and it's all the way up the chain that way. Polyethylene sheets, and then eventually you start getting like chips involved, and then it starts wanting like really hardcore plastics. And then it starts wanting the really good plastic and really high. I mean, you're throwing workstations at this thing now. Ouch. This one was 3 workstations. This will do a huge farm. A very large one. You'd have to put a little extra water in a few strategic areas, but you could have it do that. But you need 2 of these. You need one for this and one for this. So you're not going to get a super large farm until later on. That's kind of why they put that thing in the nuclear age now. So I kind of see why. But it'll be nice. It'll take care of all the farming for me. Every once in a while I'll just come out here, grab carrots, throw them in here. That's fun. I shouldn't chew through these faster than I can make them anymore because I'm not using gas for my jetpack anymore because I got the electric, and I found a better path to ethanol than using the other, what do you call it, the biochaff. So really this is only going to be running, eventually I'm going to automate it, pulling everything out and dumping it up here. I'm not sure if I can dump things into this or not. A conveyor belt might put them in there. It'd be nice to set it up so that maybe some of the carrots were diverted this way and some went to the other thing. That way they would always, I don't know. I'd probably just put this in the pipeline. Some of the carrots would eventually, eventually stack up into this thing. It's a nice little device here. This thing, if it can't output anything because the chest is full, it'll just stop working. And everything will grow up, and then once stuff starts drawing the carrots down and the pipelines need refilled, and the chest starts, losing stuff, then you'll be alright. It's a pretty neat little thing. I mean, probably right now I'm just going to manually occasionally come over here and just, plow more carrots into this thing. I mean, you're producing more than you're planting, so everyone that grows up, it's going to come out here. It should work out pretty well. And it's doing it instantaneously, so it should be much more efficient, because a lot of times, like, half the field would be grown before I'd come out and harvest it, or even more than that. And all that was just sitting there wasting time. It wasn't growing anymore. If it had been harvested immediately, then it could have started growing again immediately. And so that's why I think this plot of land here is going to replace 4 areas the size of what these peanuts on the over here with the big strip of water are. And I've only got that one little section of water there. And I can make this thing bigger over time if I need to, just by upgrading these. I'm at the iron upgrades right now. Copper. It's really only going to cost me plastic and some metals that I can easily make. It doesn't really start costing me chips until I hit gold. And then you're getting into some pretty big, like I said, I go up 2 more levels, which actually increases quite a bit. Every level you go up is, it's exponential. I don't know what you'd call it, but it's definitely getting you a better take. Alright, hopefully that's helpful. Like I said, you may have to experiment around with these. You can power them easily enough. Remember, if you got the new GregTech 5U, you do have to use your clippers to connect the wire up to these things. You can't wrench pipes into them, unfortunately, but you can use chests and probably conveyor belts. I haven't. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if a conveyor belt at the end of a other thing would help as well. Pipe. Maybe you could run a pipe directly that way and not have to deal with the chest on it. I don't know. I haven't played with that yet. That's something I'll leave as an exercise to you. Hopefully that will explain these machines. I don't have the fruit picker, but I don't even know if I'll ever do that one. I don't tend to use a lot of fruit in this game. So anyway, that's all I got. Thanks for watching.